Well, I guess I got rubber dicked. Cue the music. Welcome to UFO report number 46. This is Manny Moonraker and I'm here with you today. It is Tuesday, September the 5th. And we got two fascinating stories. The first one comes out of the UK. The second one might give you a glimpse as far as how I got rubber dicked. But first, let's talk about the UK because, geez Louise, 50 years ago, there was a major hoaxing in the UK, and an Australian newspaper has the goods on this little story here. This little trip into the past, which I'm sure the folks in the UK are not exactly proud of. According to this article, back on September the 4th of 1967, the British Intelligence Service, as well as the Army, the Royal Air Force, and 4 police forces, including a bomb disposal unit, was mobilized to investigate 6 grounded UFOs. This incident occurred in the southern area of England. What officials did not know was that the saucers apparently were the brainchild of a group of engineering students from an aviation school at Farnborough Technical College. So these intrepid students decided to pull quite the little hoax, basically. And in this particular article, you do have a quote from Nick Pope. Of course, you know Nick Pope used to be part of the Ministry of Defense's UFO investigation group. And there's a quote in here from Nick Pope that says this incident was taken extremely seriously at the time by the police, the MOD, and by the Army bomb squad. According to Nick, his predecessors on the MOD's UFO project had no clue or an idea of what the hell was going on. In fact, for a while, the small group of engineering students fooled the entire world. Nick Pope noted that sadly nowadays, a prank like this would probably land this bunch of people in hot water because of all the anti-terrorist laws that we have now, and actually that they probably have in the UK as well. So for a period of 12 hours, government officials feared the country was under attack after they discovered 6 grounded flying saucers. As a matter of fact, they were so freaked out about this that one of the flying saucers was blown up by the bomb squad. And because the bomb squad decided they were going to blow the damn thing up, then they had to call in a chemical warfare team to be scrambled to check out the ships to make sure that they were not filled with chemicals, because a foul-smelling liquid had actually come out of this little space UFO disc. Something else these engineering students did was that when one of the police officers tried to move these little UFOs, they let out a high-pitched beeping sound, and that really freaked them all out because they pretty much at that point were, I'm sure, feeling like this was from 4.2 far. But no, they got rubber dicked by these engineering students. It was not real, it was all a hoax. And the reason I've got the link to this article out of the Australian publication is because there actually is a picture of one of these UFOs. So it's a fascinating article. It's pretty cool how, back then you got people who were hoaxing and actually using these, I guess what it looks like to be like a model of a UFO. And they really had the entire British government with their panties in a wad because they really thought for sure they were under attack. So the link is in the description. Check it out. It's interesting. It's funny. It really makes you think how these hoaxing situations have advanced so much today, because the hoaxes are running wild And maybe it was these guys who really started the trend. Shame on them. If you haven't had a chance, check out UFO Buster Radio's UBR Truth Seeker Facebook group. I can't tell you enough how great it is to interact with everyone. But if you're not into the whole group situation, follow the podcast on UFO Buster Radio and Manny Moonraker Facebook pages, at Manny Moonraker on Instagram, and lastly, UFO Buster Radio on Twitter. And also, if you just happen to be, perusing the internet, check out UFOBusterRadio.com. We have RSS feeds to some of the more popular UFO reporting online publications, so you can check them out while you're there and also listen to the podcast as well. So as Guido would say, go on there and waste plenty of time.
How you doing? This is Guido the boss, and I want you to listen to the guys over there at what is that called, huh? UFO Buster Radio. Yeah, that's it. Manny Moonraker and the Big O. Yeah, go to their website. Waste a lot of time. UFOBusterRadio.com. And tell them Guido sent you. Shut up.
So on the next one, it's not necessarily a story. Instead, I got a message from the Czech Republic. And at first I was touched. I was amazed. I was taken back. And I want to read this, and let me put on some mood music just so I can read this. And I'm going to read this just the way it's written. So please understand that this person, English is not their first language. So keep that in mind. So let me start. Hello, Manny. I very much thank you for friendship. I am from Czech Republic. I do not speak English, only little right with very wrong. Very interesting UFO humanoids, parapsychology. You also interesting UFO and paranormal. Hello, Ilona from Czech Republic, from town of Telč. With my sister Ivana, we have contact with Humanoid EBE OLie from planet Elielji from 12th dimension. Start contact was year 1993. Using spiriritism method, Ivana have telepathic communication and I write what EBE tell. We have very much info about chemistry, physics, biology, genetic manipulations, very info. I can write more. Hello, Ilona. Now I was really touched by this in so many ways, and I decided to do what I usually do is whenever I get something, I try to look the people up. Well, lo and behold, Elielji and Ivana apparently have a collection of EBE OLie's messages on YouTube. Why didn't she mention this within her message is beyond me, because it might have been easier just to listen to the message on YouTube. However, I take it back. I'm going to play you guys a snippet. And you heard the way it sounded when I read it. That's because I read it verbatim. Now let me play for you what it sounds like on YouTube. Cue the track.
August 6, 2017, communication with Humanoid EBE OLie from the 12th dimension, Ivana Podraska and Ilona Podraska from the Czech Republic. /Elielji. There is little oxygen. We investigated oxygen, nitrogen in the atmosphere and plant soil. Decreases in strength. Plants are not enough to absorb nutrients through oxygen into the stalk. It's only in places where dry oxygen is. We plan to record the continent of both America and Europe. Increasing is the number of biological fibers which scanning from human being, particles from the skin for analysis. We have a task. America and Europe are connected to the information impulses of biological fibers on the human body in the skin. Your astronauts and scientists are sending biological impulses from their ship to these parts. They have a mission too. There is chaos in governments and in the underground facilities. Principal development. The reason they chose America and Europe is because they are located on the zones of bipolar. Pulses are part of bioenergy. It is like a case or a kissel and with a pulse coming from an information source. Fibers transfer nanoparticles into human skin. They go over the skin quickly as sting needles and are able to absorb immediately. This population was picked in advance for this purpose. Artificial insects are being developed right now. There are already 80 types of them out there. They were released from the program and are already integrated. We are not thrilled by the fact that America built a small nuclear particle. We know it will destroy the population, but not entirely, as operations of all groups in the galaxies will be watching over it. There is a war going on right now between scientists, some groups from other spheres, as well as scientists from the underground of your planet. They throw papers on each other's head to speak. There are different maneuvers in behavior of these structures. Chaos among entities. Author Evzen Kolik inquires about his friend who is suffering from a cancer. Would he be able to cure? Reply, we do not know, but that's life. Everyone must take care of themselves and go through their inner organs with the help of their mental energy. You have to observe yourself from the inside, so to speak, and by stroking the organs Illinois energize all cell particles in the organs. You must always go from top to bottom, after that do not go back. While stroking, think of yourself, of your life going all the way back to when you were the fetus in your mother's uterus. Imagine your own embryo and transmit energy all the way back to the moment of life conception. Imagine being small in the arms of your mother. Go through every moment from birth. Pass energy from the brain to all parts of cells and organs, even the blood cells. Visualize the tissues as well and all information inside the body. Then, with the tips of the fingers as well as toes, throw the bad energy of the disease away from your body. The next thing you know, the disease is gone. During this process you have to think with love of a healthy and joyful life. Material means people possess are not able to heal your body from inside. Means such as money for those imperfect and meaningless things such as pharmaceutical factories are of no help. Our ships hang over these industries often.
Alright, there you go. The actual audio is like 10 minutes long. I only played like about 5-6 minutes. It's hard to follow, it is very choppy. But here's a good thing. If you stayed on this long and you're hearing me right now, I've got the link to the YouTube video for this audio within the description. In that video itself, in that description on YouTube, there's a link to a transcript, and it's a PDF file that you can actually possibly follow just a little bit better. You know, when we got to the point where EBE is talking about stroking illness out of you, something about down not up or something like that, he kind of lost me there. I didn't know if this was a EBE does Dallas type of a quote, or was he really serious about what he was doing? I'm just not into all that stuff. Maybe some of you are, and you can enlighten me how stroking yourself up and down is going to work for illness. I'm just not hip that way. But the link's in the description. Check it out. If you got something from this and you feel like you can translate it, do me a favor, go to UBR Truth Seekers, have that conversation, share with everyone what you think. What did you gather from Eliona and Ivana's adventures with Ollie? As always, thank you for listening. This has been UFO Report number 46. Catch you in a couple days. Sayonara.